Welcome to the latest episode of the Federal's Worldly Wise, a weekly video show that attempts to decode trending international issues. The United States is the biggest defender of Israel's 2-year genocidal assault on Palestinians in Gaza. The defense is political and potent. There is yet another defense, the use of the term antisemitism to describe anyone opposing Israel's assault on Gaza. This one may seem merely semantic, but it is equally, if not more powerful and deeper in shaping perceptions around the world regarding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Anti-Semitism is a historically loaded term, coined and popularized by German journalist and politician Friedrich Wilhelm Marr in the 19th century. At its barest minimum, anti-Semitism is the attack on anything Jewish, including individual Jews. Across Europe and the US, there have always been isolated attacks on synagogues and individual Jews, most often by right-wing Christian conservatives. These could fit into the definition of anti-Semitism, broadly signifying a deep-seated bias against Jewish communities that goes back centuries. Now, how does this tie up with what's going on in Gaza? Critics have accused the Benjamin Netanyahu government of attempting to drive out Palestinians from the Gaza Strip, if not exterminate them. Of the around 2.17 million Palestinians on October 7, 2023, when Hamas attacked Israel, in 2 years, that number has reduced by around 66,000 at least, killed in Israeli strikes. The Israeli assault was in response to the Palestinian group Hamas's attack on October 7, 2 years ago, which resulted in the killing of around 1,200 Israelis and the kidnapping of nearly 250 of them. The Netanyahu government has called criticism of its action on Gaza as anti-Semitic. This description immediately resonates among Jews around the world. Not just that, it wins Israel the immediate and unquestioning support among most European governments, including Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. Politicians or others who criticize Israel's assault are termed anti-Semitic and forced to shut up. The Holocaust, in which 6 million Jews were killed in Nazi Germany and territories it occupied during the Second World War, is linked to anti-Semitism. This link has weaponized the term to such an extent that Western governments and most people shrink back in horror when accused of being anti-Semitic. Germany, which tried to make amends for its genocidal killing of Jews during the time of Hitler, has even incorporated anti-Semitism into its laws. Any action that is interpreted to be anti-Semitic can result in prison sentences for the accused. The biggest irony, however, is that anti-Semitism has turned out to be an ironclad protector of the Israeli state that emerged under contentious circumstances nearly 8 decades ago. The Jewish state's legitimacy has always been questioned by Arabs who were forcibly displaced during the 28-year-long British Mandate of Palestine, culminating in the Nakba, or the catastrophe, in which 750,000 Palestinians were expelled from their homeland by Israel in 1948. Consolidating its hold, Israel in the Six-Day War of 1967 occupied Gaza, West Bank, and Jerusalem, which were meant to be part of an independent Palestinian state. Since then, the idea of a two-state solution has remained unfulfilled. It is the single state of Israel that controls the entire region of what was once Palestine. The question is, does criticism of Israel and its actions as a nation amount to being anti-Semitic? What is so anti-Semitic in criticizing the Benjamin Netanyahu government that has ruthlessly gone about killing Palestinians en masse in Gaza. Those who in US universities, public protest rallies, and elsewhere raise the popular slogan, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," have been accused of being anti Semitic, with some even being legally prosecuted. What the slogan is saying is to remind everyone about the United Nations two-state solution that includes the creation of an independent Palestinian state which should stretch from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. But Israel sees it as a challenge to the Jewish state that, according to the Bible, should exist in the very same swath of territory which it now occupies anyway. So the slogan becomes anti Semitic. In other words, Israel has managed to effectively achieve two key results using anti Semitism. First, to justify its contentious occupation of Palestinian territories. Second, to silence any opposition worldwide to its controversial actions in Gaza, West Bank, and Jerusalem. What will it take the Palestinians or anyone else, for that matter, to realistically de-link anti-Semitism and the state of Israel? Or will it ever be possible? Thank you.